How old were you when you realized that you could be a really good quarterback?
Honestly, I never really thought of it like that. I just was like, I like to play football, so I just kept on playing, and I guess it's kind of fell into, I guess I'm all right. I just like to go play the game and have fun and win. So and it's finally paying off, so it's basically.
I mean, Austin had such a good answer. He had the team answer. I mean, it's true. I memean, it was for it's for the love of the game. You never really. I mean, you got to stay humble but I mean, I guess middle school, you had coaches that would tell you like, you're gonna end up being good one day, and I mean, when I was in middle school, the varsity wasn't too good, and I remember some of those varsity players talking to me like, and that was pretty cool, but I would say like 7th, 8th grade, that's kind of when I...
Really, football wasn't my thing. I didn't want to get hit. I didn't want to hit anybody, but I did like throwing the ball, and I found that out in Pee Wee. And of course, I had a guy named Stephen Hawthorne that liked to run down the field and catch it, and made it easy on me. So
Jay was saying like, we were kind of gunslinging back then, and then my senior year was like, no, you're actually going to read the defense. And my coach, before I got out of the huddle, I did point to the safeties and say single high or too high.
It would have been really fun back then to have at the disposal what these guys have now, of knowing what's going to happen before it happens. We were out there playing sandlot. We worked on plays, we had design plays, but we actually drew up a play in the dirt one night and got a touchdown off of it.
Who was the quarterback that you grew up watching and wanted to be like?
Oh, I'd have to go with Drew Brees. He was that was the thing when I was growing up. They always talked about the 6'5", quarterback. And he was the 6 foot, 5'11", and I'm like, that's,
Gave you hope.
Exactly. He was he was back there slinging around, for the Chargers and then the Saints, and he's definitely the one that, I grew up watching. But
Jay?
Well, back in my day, I liked John Elway and Marino for passing styles, and then for some reason I liked Jim McMahon for his attitude. Might have taken it too far.
When I was younger, I never really watched football. I watched the Cowboys, Tony Romo play every now and then, but I've always been a baseball kid. Like that's kind of been my thing, and that's why I never really thought about, just being a quarterback, because I've always been playing baseball. But I knew I like to throw the ball around, that's so right, it just ended up happening that. So.
You got a little Romo in you.
Yeah.
Jay, your dad was a huge influence on you and your sports, and he spent many hours even on this field as a coach. Talk about his importance and the influence on you.
He was a great influence on me. He was a great athlete in Sherman and Austin College with basketball and baseball. He never played football. So I was playing football, but he was just a positive influence, always encouraged me and stayed positive and always there.
Was he worried when you played football about injuries?
Oh, yeah, we saw that.
I think he jumped over the fence maybe in Salina.
Yeah, when I woke up, he was on top. He was there, so he must have gotten down pretty quick.
Chase, talk about your first start. Do you remember that? First start as a varsity quarterback.
I do. We played gunner. They had a middle linebacker. His name was Bear, and he was about 6'3", 240. And I remember I took my first snap, and that dude just came through the B gap and just crushed me. And I was like,
welcome to varsity.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, welcome to varsity.
But I do remember my first touchdown pass. Brian Ross, 38 yards, right over here on a little throwback.
On the north end zone.
For some reason, I remember that. Yeah. Can't remember what I did yesterday.
Soak in all the memories, get that W. That's what you're going to remember is all the wins. It was like Jay was saying, you're not going to come back. You're going to come back and talk about the wins you had and, going to playoffs and just soak it all in, play your heart out. And
stay focused. Keep doing what you're doing. Apparently it's working. Stay strong for your teammates. Be a great leader as you are. And good luck and play till November. Maybe play to Thanksgiving.
Yep.